Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sheboygan A's Baseball. My name is Mike Martin, and I'll be your live stream announcer. Tonight, the A's will play the Kewaskum A's in an NEW game. Sheboygan comes in with a 5-7 overall record, 1-3 in the Northeastern Wisconsin League, and 3-3 in the Wisconsin State League. Our starting pitchers for tonight are Brad Reinflesch for Sheboygan and Brad Young, a former Sheboygan A, for Kewaskum. The starting lineup for Kewaskum is Blake Hall playing in center field. He's number 26. Batting second is the pitcher Brad Young, number 13. Batting third is the catcher Jared Chesick. He's number 30. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, number 9, Nick Rosenthal. Batting fifth, the right fielder Adam Biggis. He's number 14. Batting number 6 in left field, number 33, Mike Aiello. Batting seventh, number 31, the third baseman, Nolan Vincent. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 4, Derek Hall. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 29, Mike Prochnow. Jim Ziegler is the manager for Kewaskum. Let's go through the Sheboygan A's defensively. Around the infield first. Over at first is Harry Stelt. Playing second, Davis Wilson. Playing at third base, Jacob Neese. And at shortstop, Jake Fallish. Round the outfield from left to right, we have Mark Warner, T.D. Walker, and Ross Christ. Catching tonight is Shane Ryan, and on the mound, Brad Reinflesch. Reinflesch appeared in one game, was a start, and he pitched the entire game. He went 7 innings and picked up a win. Stepping in to start the ball game is the center fielder, Blake Hall. Swing and a miss by Hall. Reinflesch bringing the fastball that time. Cloudy night tonight. Cool breeze. Very low humidity. It's a great night for a ball game. That ball was foul ticked into the mid of Shane Ryan. Strike 2, 0-2. Pitch stays outside. Sheboygan had a busy weekend. They played a doubleheader on Saturday and Sunday. That was against the Kenosha A's, and they split both of those doubleheaders. Swing and a miss by Hall. Reinflesch with his first strikeout of the ball game. On Saturday, the A's lost the first game 3-0, came back and won the second game big, 16-1. Might call that the Fletcher Dallas game. We'll talk about that later. On Sunday, there's a line drive out to left field. That ball could be, it is a home run. Brad Young helping his own cause with a line drive home run to left field. It's like he knew what pitch was coming. Stepping in is Jared Chesick. Takes that first pitch outside. Anyway, I was going through the game results from Sunday. They split on Saturday. Sunday, the A's lost the opening game, a tight one, 2-1, but came back to win the nightcap 6-1. They took Monday off, and now they're back in action tonight, and they'll be in action on Wednesday and Thursday. Another strike by Reinfleisch. Fly ball out to medium right. Coming over to make the catch is Christ, and that ends a half inning. But at the end of a half inning of play, check that. That's out number 2. So Reinfleisch in his one start, that 7-inning complete game, he gave up 3 hits, 1 run, had 13 strikeouts, along with 3 walks. That run was earned. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Overall, Sheboygan is 5-7. In the NEW, they're 1-3. Nick Rosenthal is up, the shortstop. Bouncing ball to Folish at short. He stays down on it, makes a nice play, and throws across for the out. Now at the end of a half inning of play, Kewaskum 1, Sheboygan coming up.
Our customers are people who work hard for their money. So we do everything we can to make their money work hard for them. At Meijer, we see it as a simple matter of respect. That's why for 80 years now, low prices have been built into the way we do business. Because the most important thing we can earn is the right to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. Come see for yourself.
Leading off the bottom of the first for Sheboygan will be the right fielder, Ross Christ. Christ is still leading the club in several categories. He leads in hits with 12. He also has scored 9 runs and in stolen bases with 4. So he's had a nice start to his season. Takes that first pitch from Young for a strike. Up in the press box tonight, we have Emily Cather helping me on the live streams. If you don't like the commercials, complain to her. Abby Bumgardner is taking care of social media. And Rachel Klemp is on graphics and taking photos. She's somewhere around the park. CJ Skelton is running audio enhancements and making announcements, and Bill Wagner is our field announcer. Ball fouled off to the left side, makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just got a piece hanging in there. On deck is the left fielder, Mark Warner. Again, Crisp hanging in there. Keeps fouling them back. Pitch is inside. That loads it up. 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. Right back. One hopper to Young. He makes a nice play on it and throws the first for the out. Brings up Mark Warner. On the season, Warner is hitting .294. So breaking ball hangs up high for ball 1. Bouncing ball in the hole. Diving play made by the shortstop. Throws over and got the runner. What a play by Rosenthal. Warner got robbed. Boy, oh boy. Rosenthal going in the hole, picked it up and straightened and threw a strike right to the first baseman. Prochnow. Jacob Neese, number 3 hitter for Sheboygan, playing third base tonight. Neese on the season is hitting .303. He has 10 hits and 33 at-bats. Bouncing ball up the middle. Hall makes the throw a little off the mark, but making the tag was the first baseman, Prochnow. And Neese is out, and at the end of one complete inning of play, Kewaskum 1, Sheboygan nothing.
I'm not usually.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my
I
life.
could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my...
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, yes, things.
are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
Please be quiet.
listen, you hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
right, out of play. We have Steve Walsh umpiring behind the plate. Paul Grauman out on the bases. If we do have a game tomorrow, weather's not supposed to cooperate, but if we do have a game tomorrow, both of those umpires will be working that game too, only Grauman will be behind the plate. Biggest able to check his swing, evens the count at 1-1. First inning saw Kewaskum pitcher Brad Young hit a line drive home run to left field. That's how Kewaskum scored their run. There's a pitch on the outside corner called strike 3 on Biggest. Rindfleisch with his second strikeout of the night. Brings up left fielder Mike Aiello. Swing and a miss. Now, even though these are considered Northeastern Wisconsin Baseball League games, the conference or the league is not keeping standings. That's because of the coronavirus pandemic. Uneven amount of teams and games played. It's just a matter of getting some games in to play, but it wouldn't be fair to try and judge a first place team based on maybe fewer games played or more games. So just not doing it this year. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Aiello's up. Ball is swung on and hit out into center field. Walker gives away to Jake Follish, who makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Good communication out there by Follish and Walker. Reminds me of a time when there was a gapper hit out at Legion Park, and Rick Rice was playing center and Denny Moyer was playing left. There was a lack of communication between those two gentlemen, and they ran directly into each other, and it was bad. Throw is off the mark. Great backup by Shane Ryan, but the runner is going to reach, and I think that's going to be a throwing error on Neese. Jacob has a very good arm, but sometimes it doesn't always get where he wants it to go. So we have 2 outs. Vincent's on at first, and Derek Hall is up. Hall playing at second base tonight. Swing and a miss at that first pitch. Another swing and a miss. Vincent taking a short lead over at first. Doesn't look like he wants to run. And a swing and a miss by Hall, and that ends the second inning at the end of an inning and a half. Kewaskum 1, Sheboygan nothing.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Leading off the bottom of the second for Sheboygan is the Northwoods cleanup hitter, Harry Stelt. Eric Kozenstein's in the house. It's hammer time. Pitch hangs outside for a ball. Pitch is fouled back. 1-1 is the count. Ooh, sounded like it hit him. Pulls up high, loads up the count. Now it's 3-2. And ball 4. Leadoff man on for Sheboygan. When Harry's not playing with the A's, he will play games with the Kewaskum A's. He's on their roster. So he knows all these players. That brings up the DH, Jimmy Jorgensen. Strike 1. On the season, Jorgensen hitting .273. Amongst his 9 hits, Jorgensen does have a double this year. Hot ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Hall. Over. Hall made a nice play at second base. Got it over to Rosenthal. There was an out call at second on the force. And then a safe call at first, saying the umpire's foot was pulled off the base. And the umpires are consulting on that part of the call to see if that was correct or not. Call stands. So Jorgensen will be on at first. That brings up the center fielder, T.D. Walker. Pitch is outside. That was a good play by Derek Hall at second base. That ball took a funny hop on him, and he stuck with it to get the force out at second. Walker rips it foul. Hit it hard. Kewaskum has Prochnow at first, Derek Hall at second, Rosenthal at short, and Vincent at third. It's Aiello in left, Blake Hall in center, and Biggis out in right. Chesek is the catcher, and Young is the pitcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Walker takes that pitch outside and very close at first, but Jorgensen just got back. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Kewaskum up 1-0. 1 out, man on first. Deep drive to left. Racing back, Aiello. Going back. He can't get it. It's out of here. A 2-run homer for T.D. Walker. The way Yellow went after the ball initially, I thought it was going to be a deep fly ball, but then all of a sudden he started making adjustments, and the ball kept sailing, and it went right out of here over the VFW sign. Jake Follish is up. If you look out in the center field on your monitor, you can see the flag out in center field is blowing out towards left. And I'll tell you, Brad Youngs didn't need any help. That was a line drive home run. Walker's was hit pretty high and deep. The wind probably did help that a little bit. Pitch is up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Follish. Sheboygan on top now, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Young. Snuck it by Jake. And that brings up Davis Wilson. Now, I was looking over my sheet here. Wilson's name is on the list for leading hitters. He is batting an even 600. It's the first I've seen him play a game this year. Might have had some games on the road. And couldn't hold up on that breaking pitch. Every once in a while, Brad Young is pulling the string on the A's hitters, and that time he definitely fooled Wilson. Wilson, the number 8 hitter in the A's lineup. On deck is Shane Ryan, the catcher. Another pitch high and tight. Evens the count at 2-2. Breaking pitch right in the zone for called strike 3, and that ends the second inning, but not before Sheboygan scores 2 runs on a 2-run homer by T.D. Walker. At the end of 2, Sheboygan 2, Kewaskum 1. Back here at Wildwood Park, where we're getting ready to start the top of the 3rd inning, will be the number 9 hitter for the Kewaskum A's, Mike Prucknow. Prucknow's made a couple of nice plays over at first base. One of them, the throw drew him off the bag. He was able to make the catch, and then the tag on Jacob Neese to get him. First pitch swinging, foul territory. Ryan's got a beat on it and can't make the play. That'll be a E2. Oh, that was an easy out. Can't give him chances like that. Anyway, regarding Prochnow and his play at first base, he had another play where he made a nice stretch and was able to keep his foot on the bag to get a put out. Rindfleisch, good fastball there, but was outside. Even the count at 1-1. Well, based on those last two pitches, Rindfleisch looks like he's loosened up now. Fly ball hit the deep center field. Walker racing back. He's got a beat on it now and makes the catch. That takes us back to the top of the order. Blake Hall. Blake Hall struck out his first time up. Red Rindfleisch on the mound. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled back. Boy, we got Sheila and Rachel taking pictures down there. But you know where they'll never come up and take a picture? The press box. How unfair. Oh, come on. Who doesn't want to see my mug? I'll put my mask on, then she'll come up. Bill Wagner and C.J. Skelton are picking on me. It's a bully job. Swing and a miss by Hall. He's down on strikes again. Rindfleisch gets the first two hitters here in the third. Sheboygan on top 2-1. And that brings up Brad Young. Young homered his last time up. Hit that line drive to left. Went over the WHBL sign, I believe. Pitch on the inside, but off the plate. Breaking ball hangs up high. Makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. It's a real hitter's pitch coming up now for Young. See if he offers at it. He does, but fouls it down the left field side. Hey guys, you know what I think is overrated? Base coaches. And so does Kewaskum. They don't have any. Third or first. Breaking ball is down low. If you notice now out in center field, the wind has stopped. The flag is just there. It's not blowing towards left. That pitch is outside, and Young draws a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up the catcher, Jared Chesick, or as Emily likes to say, cheesecake. Pitches up high. Young over at first. Interesting to see if they would take a chance on running. He's not going to get a sign from the third base coach because there isn't none. That actually should be a balk because it didn't cross the foul line. But I believe that makes the count 2-0. Unless they did call a balk out there. I didn't see any signal by the umpires. Okay, it is considered a balk. Young goes to second. So we have Young at second, advancing on the balk. We got one ball, no strikes to the hitter. Balled straight back. Ryan Flesh is varying his time to the plate. By that I mean sometimes he'll get the ball and get into the stretch and set position and then pitch right away, and other times he delays, trying to keep the runner from knowing how he's going to the pace at which he's going to throw the pitch. And the reason I mention that is one of the fans in the stands was yelling, come on, throw the ball. Well, there's a reason why he's doing that. He's trying to keep the runner close. There are 2 outs. We're in the third. Good stop by Ryan. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Sheboygan on top 2-1. T.D. Walker's 2-run homer. Counting for the runs. So line drive out to right. Racing over is Christ. He's got the beat on it and makes the catch, and that's the end of the third. Top of the third. At the end of 2.5, Sheboygan 2, Kewaskum 1.
Leading off for the A's, the catcher, number 27, Shane Ryan.
Leading off the bottom of the third is the catcher, Shane Ryan. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Sheboygan will be right back here tomorrow night. They play Appleton Legends. Breaking ball. In for a strike. Ryan takes it. Third strikeout for Brad Young. That takes us back to the top of the order now for Ross Christ. Christ hit that one hopper back to Young. He really hung tough in that first at bat, fouled off a number of pitches. Hit that ball hard out to right center field. Making the catch out there is Blake Hall. It's out number 2. And that brings up Mark Warner. Warner grounded one to short that Rosenthal made a heck of a play on in the hole and threw across the diamond just to get Mark at first. That was that nice stretch by Prochnow I was telling you about. Rosenthal stays down on it, throws across for the out, and that's the end of the third inning. After 3 complete, Sheboygan still on top, 2-1. Getting ready to start the top of the fourth inning. I want to give you a little heads up on a new restaurant in town. If you read the paper, you might have seen this. It's called Arasto's Delicatessen. Point of reference, it's right across the street from Johnston's Bakery. Great sandwiches. I'd highly recommend Paul's on the focaccia. If that's how you pronounce the bread. Just say Wait. Emily, what is it?
Focaccia.
Thank you very much. Leading off the top of the fourth will be the shortstop, Nick Rosenthal. Ball hits off the end of the bat, or no, they're going to give him first base. I thought it was a foul ball. The batter was ready to stay at the plate. Oh, well. It not only apparently caught the batter, it also caught Shane Ryan on the rebound. Steve Walsh saying it hit the batter and then ricocheted into Ryan. But I'll tell you, I thought it hit off the end of the bat, actually, the knob of the bat. If that were the case, the batter should still be at the plate, but that's not the case. That brings up the number 5 hitter, the right fielder, Adam Biggis. Biggis was called out on strikes his first time up. Swung and missed there. We're in the top of the fourth. Sheboygan on top 2-1. For T.D. Walker, that home run was his first of the season. Ball is popped up on the infield. Folish taking control, makes the grab behind the pitcher's mound. We will be doing our A's trivia in the 7th inning at some point. Got a good question for you this time. Oh, they're all good, I know. That brings up the number 6 hitter, left fielder, Mike Aiello. Pitch is inside. Nice play by Shane Ryan. Aiello had us fooled on the Walker home run. He looked like he took a step in, then started to retreat, and as he saw the ball sailing, he tried to get back to the wall a little quicker. But Walker's home run cleared the fence by enough that Aiello couldn't catch it. Rosenthal's at first. Pop up over here, and nobody can get to it. That evens the count at 1-1. Ryan's getting a pretty good workout. I mean, he's chasing foul balls on the first base side of home plate, and now over on the third base side of home plate. Those Kewaskum A's hitters are making them work. Ryan Flesh on the mound. Throws it over Stelt's head, and that'll allow Rosenthal to advance to second. You know, the A's have the lead, but I'll tell you, they haven't looked sharp in the field. Got an error now on Ryan Flesh, and Rosenthal couldn't make that catch behind home plate. We've had a balk. Good cut, but coming up empty was Aiello. Makes the count 1-2 strikes. So 1 out. Time called. Want to get their information straight. Last thing we need to do is cross up the catcher and have the runner go to third. Rosenthal, the shortstop, is on at second. He reached on a hit by pitch, went to second on a throwing error. Line drive down the right field line is foul. Infield is deep at all the positions. Breaking ball inside. Ryan not able to catch it, rolled away from him, and that allowed Rosenthal now to advance to third on a pass ball. I'll tell you, it's been a cornucopia of errors here tonight, or misplays. Two balls and 2 strikes to Aiello. Anything hit on the ground to short or second is going to score a run. Possibly over at first base, too. Stelt is several steps behind the bag. Bouncing ball to short. The runner holds at third. Folish with a nice pickup and throw. I am shocked that runner didn't break for home. That brings up the third baseman, Nolan Vincent. He reached on an error back in the second. It's a looping liner to right field, and it drops in for a hit. And the tying run is in for Kewaskum. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the right spot. That brings up the second baseman, Derek Hall. Vincent on at first with that RBI single. Hall swings and fouls it. Foul ticks it right into Shane Ryan's glove. Good fastball by Reinflesch. No balls and 2 strikes. Hall was a strikeout victim his first time up. The inattentive play by Sheboygan earlier in the inning is what cost them a run. Defensively, it's not been up to par so far. Pitch is in the dirt and hits Hall. That was a 0-2 pitch, and now he hit the batter again. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Mike Prochnow. Fans are getting restless too. Prochnow flew out to center field his first time up. To force at any base. One hopper to Follish. He's got it. Flips over to Wilson for the force, and that's the end of the top of the 4th, but not before Kewaskum ties it up. Jacob Neese leading off the bottom of the 4th for Sheboygan. Jacob grounded out to second base his first time up. Cracked his bat on that one. Grounder to Vincent. His throw across. Prochnow short hop catch. Gets Jacob. That brings up Harry Stelt. Harry walked his first time up. Brad Young has thrown a pretty good game here for the Kewaskum A's. You mentioned Brad is a former Sheboygan A. Harry with a swing and a miss evens the count at 1-1. Breaking ball is in for a strike. Harry's pretty good with 2 strikes. You got to pay attention to him. Drills one out to center field, racing back is Hall. He can't make the catch. Stelt rounding first, and he's going to go into second, standing with a double. That ball was crushed. Thought Hall would have had a play on it, but he didn't read it off the bat real well. That's going to bring up Jimmy Jurgensen. Jurgensen reached on a fielder's choice and scored on the Walker home run, and they got Harry Stelt picked off. Vincent runs down Stelt, and it's a pickoff at second base. 1-4-5. Make that 1-6-5. Oh boy, just when it looked like we had a good chance to come up with a run, Stelt gets picked off. Brad Young with a great move. Jurgensen comes up empty on that first pitch. Popped it up on the infield. Rosenthal, the shortstop, making the call and the catch. And just like that, Sheboygan's done in the fourth at the end of 4 complete. We're all tied up at 2. Shortstop.
Our customers are people who work hard for their money. So we do everything we can to make their money work hard for them. At Meyer, we see it as a simple matter of respect. That's why for 80 years now, low prices have been built into the way we do business. Because the most important thing we can earn is the right to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. Come see for yourself.
Leading off the top of the 5th for Kewaskum is the leadoff hitter, center fielder Blake Hall. Hall is 0 for 2 so far. Faking the bunt brings Jacob Neese in, and he's going to stay in even with the bag right now. Hall has had a tough night so far, striking out twice. Pitch goes back to the screen. Ryan never even saw it. Makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. We were talking in the booth during the half inning about the lackadaisical play on defense by Sheboygan, and it's been like that too often. Rindfleisch goes to 3-0. See if he can battle back. Pitch hangs outside. Walking the leadoff hitter. Not a good thing. That brings up Brad Young, the pitcher. Young hit that first inning home run, and then in the third drew a walk. See what Blake Hall does. He's got pretty good speed. See if he's running at all. Wascom does have a third base coach, but not providing a lot of direction for the runner in terms of signs. Unless the back pocket means steal second. And Rindfleisch hits Young, puts runners on first and second with nobody out. And the number 3 hitter up. Tim Moyer's going to come out, talk to his pitcher. Tomorrow night, Sheboygan will be hosting the Appleton Legends, and they'll be right back again on Thursday night when they host the West Allis Nationals. Emily's been tracking the Nationals game tonight. They're up 11-0, 12-0 over the Kenosha Kings. So busy week this week for Sheboygan, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we'll be live streaming each one of those games. All of them have a 7:30 start. All right, next up, the number 3 hitter, the catcher, Jared Chesick. Chesick's flew out to right twice. Christ is pretty deep out there. And Chesick fouls one down the right field side, out of play. Blake Hall's at second. Brad Young is on first. Nobody out. We're in the 5th. Which is outside for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Sheboygan will have Walker, Folish, and Wilson in their half of the 5th. Ball is popped out of play. Pitch is way outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Brad Rindfleisch has had trouble with his control the last couple of innings. Pitch is just a little bit outside. That makes the count 3-2. A little action in the Sheboygan bullpen area. Swing and a miss. Chesick goes down on strikes. That's a big out. That brings up Nick Rosenthal. Rosenthal had an interesting last at bat. He reached on a hit by pitch, what looked like at first to be a pitch that hit off the knob of his bat, but umpire Steve Walsh didn't see it that way, and then he advanced to second on a balk, went to third on a pass ball, and scored on a base hit. Bouncing ball to Neese at third. Takes a high hop off his glove. Folish hustles over quickly to get it. We're going to have to give, I think, Rosenthal a hit on that bad hop. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Base hit. Loads the bases. Good hustle by Jake Follish to keep Hall on third base. That brings up Adam Biggis. Biggis is 0 for 2 so far tonight. A big threat here by Kewaskum. We're all tied up at 2 in the fourth. Falls it straight back. Ryan Fleisch's pitch to Biggis. Bouncing ball to short. They're not going to get a double play on this. And they do! My bad. 6-4-3. Wow. And Sheboygan's out of the inning at the end of 4.5. 2-2. I got the two thumbs up. I'm on. That brings up T.D. Walker. Walker fouls that ball off. T.D.'s last at bat, he hit a 2-run homer, scoring Jimmy Jurgensen in front of him. Walker was at bat when Stelt got. I take that back. I take it all back. He was on deck when Jurgensen popped the short. Pop up Biggis makes the catch in fair territory. That brings up Jake Follish. On the season, coming into tonight's ball game, Sheboygan was hitting 242, which isn't very good. The only upside to that was they're holding their opponents to a 219 batting average. First pitch to Follish is a strike. Bouncing ball to Rosenthal at short. He stays down on it, makes a nice play over to first. So far, Kewaskum has 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Sheboygan 2 runs, only 2 hits and 2 errors. That brings up Davis Wilson. Coming into tonight's game, Davis was 3 for 5. He's now 3 for 6 Hitting an even 500. Breaking ball that time by Young. Jumping way out on Wilson. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. We got 2 outs here in the 5th. Slow roller to Rosenthal. Throw is high, but Prochnow makes a nice play again to get the runner, and we're at the end of 5, complete. All tied up at 2.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my
I
life.
could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my...
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always
My
have...
back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, things.
are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
Please be quiet.
listen, you hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
Kyle Peterson. We have a new pitcher for Sheboygan starting the 6th inning. It'll be Kyle Peterson. Brad Reinfleisch's line tonight. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, 2 struck out, 5, allowed the 1 home run to Brad Young. For Kewaskum, they'll send up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face Peterson. Peterson is a big left-hander. I was looking on my stat sheet for his what he's done so far this year, but I don't see him on the list. Is that right, CJ? Emily, go to work. Kyle Peterson, do you see him on there for the pitchers? Emily doesn't see him either. That's last year.
That's not pitching.
Yeah. As a batter, Peterson got up to hit once, 0 for 1. Mike Aiello is leading off the top of the 6th for Kewaskum. Aiello is 0 for 2. Peterson's first pitch is a ball. The general rule in baseball is left-handed pitchers will have more success against left-handed hitters than they will right-handed hitters, and right-handed pitchers will generally have better success against right-handed batters versus left-handed batters. Ball is fouled back out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike to Aiello. Aiello popped to short in the second and grounded to short in the fourth. Pitch is up high. 3-1. That strike makes it 3-2. Infield is deep at all positions. Outfield is straight away. Swing and a miss. Peterson gets Aiello on strikes. And that brings up Nolan Vincent. Vincent is a 1 for 2 with an RBI. Hit that looping line drive to right center field to drive in Rosenthal in the fourth. That hit tied up the ball game, and that's where we're at right now. Pitch is up high. Nolan Vincent has some serious facial hair. CJ's working on his. He's got a long way to go to catch Vincent, though. Hockey what? They are? Wow. Holy cow. Ball fouled back into the mitt of Ryan. So when the NHL comes back, it's for the playoffs. Just for the playoffs. So not all the teams are involved, obviously. Okay. That foul ball evens the count at 2-2. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th. Kyle Peterson on the mound for Sheboygan. He took over for Brad Reinfleisch. Pop up into short right. Chris coming on hard. He dives and makes the running catch. Sliding catch. Great play. There's 2 outs. That brings up Derek Hall. Chris was medium right field. He had a long way to go to catch that ball. Ball's popped up. Looked like it bounced on the warning track by the on-deck hitter and then went into the Kewaskum dugout. Strike 1 to Derek Hall. Kewaskum had a serious threat in the 5th inning. They loaded the bases with only 1 out, and a great double play turned by Falish over to Wilson, who made a strong throw to first to just nip the batter, Adam Biggis. And that, like they say, double play is a pitcher's best friend, and it certainly was for Brad Reinfleisch. Warner makes a catch out and left, and it's a quick 1-2-3. Top of the 6th for Kewaskum. After 5.5, we're still tied at 2.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Paid attendance tonight is 94. Compliments of that information is compliments of Abby Bumgardner. And for the most part, as I look around the ballpark, fans are somewhat practicing social distancing. We are up here in the press box. First pitch is grounded to Rosenthal at short, and Ryan is out. Shane Ryan was the leadoff hitter for Sheboygan here in the bottom of the sixth. That takes us to the top of the order, Ross Christ. Ross making an outstanding play in right field in the top half of this inning. Brad Young still on the hill for Kewaskum. Slow roller to second. Hall makes the play over to first. Took a funny hop on him, but he stayed with it. Mark Warner is up for Sheboygan. Warner takes that first pitch outside. Mark is 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded to short twice. No swing. Makes the count 2-0. On deck is Jacob Neese. Steve Reich. Ball is hit out into left field. And Rosenthal ranges out and makes a nice one-handed running catch towards left field, and that ends the A's half of the sixth. At the end of 6 complete, we're all tied up at 2.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Yeah, you'd have had some fun with that one. Getting ready to start the top of the 7th. Kyle Peterson still on the mound. Let's talk a little bit about that second game on Saturday where Sheboygan won 16-1. We're going to call that the Fletcher-Dallas game. Fletcher came in as a pinch runner for an injury to Josh Moses in the first. In the second inning, he hit a 3-run homer. In the third inning, another 3-run homer. In the fourth inning, he comes up to bat with the bases loaded. All he could do was hit a 2-run double. So in the ball game, Fletcher Dallas goes 3 for 3 with 8 RBIs in that 16-1 Sheboygan win. We're going to call that second game the Fletcher Dallas game. Mike Prochnow, the first baseman, is up for Kewaskum. That pitch is a ball, makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Peterson worked a 1-2-3 sixth inning. See if he can do that in the seventh. When Sheboygan comes up, they'll have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up. Neese, Stelt, and Jurgensen. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's get through the top of the seventh. 3 balls and 1 strike. Beautiful night out here at Wildwood Park. Breeze is picked up again. Prochnow has now got the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. He flew out to center and reached on a fielder's choice. It's a little looper to Follish. He comes in and makes the catch. Follish has been busy at short tonight. I think he got the award for Defensive Player of the Year at the A's banquet. 1 out takes us to the top of the order. Blake Hall. Hall trying to bunt to get on. Fouls it off. Swing and a miss. Makes the count no balls and 2 strikes. Good fastball that time by Peterson. Hall has had a tough go of it tonight. Struck out in the first and the third and walked in the fifth. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Sheboygan will host the Appleton Legends. That'll be a 7:30 game. Pitch is called, strike 3. Big breaking ball, and Hall was fooled by it. Nice pitch by Peterson. For Peterson, that's his second strikeout. Brad Young is up. Young, like we mentioned, homered in the first, walked in the third, and was hit by a pitch in the fifth. Peterson's pitch hit Young in the foot, and he's going to trot down to first base. That's what happens when you hit a home run, guys. They're going to start throwing at you. Appleton Legends. That's tomorrow night. Emily was asking me. She's writing her notes for the ball games. With 2 outs and a man on first, Jared Chesick, the catcher, is up. Chesick is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Another pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Shane Ryan. Infield is deep. Looking for the ground out. It makes the count 1-1. Pitch is up high. Two balls and one strike. Swinging a foul tick into the mid of Shane Ryan. Evens the count at 2-2. Chiswick crawls back in the box. Peterson looks in. He has the sign. And the pitch right down the third base line. Good stop by Neese. He fires a P over to first base. And Stelt could not hang on to the throw. Chiswick is down at first, but looks to be okay. And all runners are safe. Oh my. I think that's going to be an E3, guys. That's the third error on Sheboygan. They've spread it around. Rosenthal is up. He's had a great game at short. And not too bad at the plate. He's 1 for 2, scored a run. First pitch is a ball. Again, Kewaskum threatening. Fly ball out to left. Warner has a beat on it, retreating, and makes the catch in deep left field to end the half inning. At the end of 6.5, we're still tied at 2.
Our customers are people who work hard for their money.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki.
So we do everything we can
honey
to make their
barbecue,
money work hard for
and
them.
mild.
At Meyer, we see it as a simple matter of respect. That's why for 80 years now, low prices have been built into the way we do business. Because the most important thing we can earn is the right to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. Come see for yourself.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for Sheboygan, and this will be our quiz inning. But leading off the inning is Jacob Neese. We'll give you the quiz question after this pitch. Ball hit out to center field. Hall drops the ball. Oh my goodness. Routine fly ball to left, and he dropped it. And Neese is on at first. That brings up Harry Stelt. Our A's trivia for this ball game is: which A's pitcher leads the club in career complete games, and how many? Once more, which A's pitcher leads the club in career complete games, and how many? We'll give you that later in the inning. That first pitch to Harry Stelt is a ball. We got Jacob Neese on at first. We're all tied up. Adam Biggis is now playing first base. And Brad Weber, number 3, is playing right field. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, makes it 3-1. Pitch is down low. So Sheboygan has 2 runners on. Nice at second, Stelt on at first. That brings up Jimmy Jurgensen. First pitch swinging, Jurgensen pops it up. Making a nice catch is the first baseman, Adam Biggis. Oh boy. Biggis just coming in to play first base too, making a nice play. Defense was tested. That brings up T.D. Walker. 1 out, 2 men on. Another pop-up. This one to deep short. Rosenthal coming on. Makes the grab. I tell you, that Nick Rosenthal has shown a lot of range at shortstop. He's made several plays out in left field. Now coming up for Sheboygan is a pinch hitter. Jacoby Andreas coming into a pinch hit for Jake Follish. Just 2 outs. It's up to Andreas to get the runs in. Young delivers the first pitch. Nicked Andreas on the arm, and that's going to load the bases. And leave it up to Davis Wilson. '21 is Fletcher Dallas. Fletcher Dallas had a career game on Saturday for him with 2 home runs and a double and 8 RBIs. Let's see if he can come through tonight. First pitch is a strike. Fletcher, a big kid. Falls it straight back. Now, when he hit that first home run, he did have 2 strikes on him and did not look good on the second strike. He offered at it and just didn't look very smooth on the swing, but later in the at-bat, he crushed one. No balls and 2 strikes. We have 2 outs. The A's have the bases loaded. Strike 3, took it right down the middle. And that's the end of the 7th. We're still tied at 2. Don't let me forget to give the answer to the trivia. Too exciting about the Now pitching for Sheboygan, Jacob Bonin. Kyle Peterson's line was 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks. He had 2 strikeouts. We got to get to that trivia question, fans. Which A's pitcher leads the club in career complete games and how many? And again, we'll give you a range of 5 on either side. You got your answer? Most complete games, career, A's pitcher? Michael Casper. He had 69 complete games. Nobody in the booth got it right except me. Well, yeah. I got it right. Most of the other people were concentrating on the game, which is what I should do too. We're in the top of the 8th inning. We're all tied. Jacob Bonin on the mound for Sheboygan. Line drive, base hit to left by Brad Weber. Biggis on the base hit. Biggis went from right field over to first base. And that brings up the left fielder, Mike Aiello. Aiello 0 for 3 in the ball game. Drive to deep center field. Walker racing back. It's out of here. A 2-run homer for Mike Aiello. Oh my. Jacob Bonin. Tough relief appearance for him. Kewaskum goes up 4-2. Wow. That took the steam out of the crowd and your announcer. Nolan Vincent. It's a line drive out to center. Walker comes in and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We're trying to figure out the defense for Sheboygan with the pinch hitters that they made. Who's got short guys? Nathan Ebersole is at short for Follish. That brings up Derek Hall, second baseman. Hall is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Had a nice game at short. Bonin's next pitch is fouled. Everybody's set. Here we go. Bonin's next pitch. Breaking ball is in for a strike. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's 1 out. We're in the 8th inning. Biggis led off the inning with a single and then scored on Aiello's home run to deep center field. Count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the 9th, Sheboygan will have Ryan Kristen Warner, 9-1-2. Seeing ball to Stelt at 30, picks it up and takes it to the bag for the out. 3 unassisted. That brings up right fielder Brad Weber. Weber came in the bottom of the seventh, and Moyer making a pitching change. Coming in to pitch for Sheboygan, Tyler Petroli. The batter is Brad Weber. Tyler Piccoli now pitching for Sheboygan. Left-hander. He made a start just the other night when we were here. Had a good couple of innings, and then seemed like he ran out of gas last inning or so before they took him out of the ball game. We're ready to get going here in the top of the eighth inning. So far, Kewaskum has got 2 runs in, but there are 2 outs, nobody on. Brad Weber is up. He came in the bottom of the 7th, drops a bunt down the third base line, and he's going to beat that out for a bunt hit. Good job by that young man. Weber now playing right field, and Biggis, who was in right, moved to first. That takes us to the top of the order now for Kewaskum and their center fielder, Blake Hall. Weber taking a nice lead at first. First pitch is a strike. The big hit of the ball game was Mike Aiello's 2-run homer in this inning. Gave Kewaskum a 4-2 lead. Sheboygan will have to come back. They have 2 chances, the 8th and the 9th. Pitch is just outside. 3 of the 4 infielders and the pitcher were all starting to walk off the mound, off the diamond, but Steve Wall says no dice. It was a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch again is just off the outside corner. Weber holding on at first, pardon me, not running. Count 2-2. There's 2 outs, 2 runs in. Brad Weber on at first. Piccoli in the stretch and the pitch. Line drive, taken on the short hop. Throw over to first for the out.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Getting ready to start the bottom of the 8th inning with Kewaskum now up 4-2. Compliments of Mike Aiello's 2-run homer in the 8th. And leading off the 8th is going to be the catcher, Shane Ryan. Shane looking for his first hit tonight. Pitch is inside for a ball. Their pitch is high and tight. Walk would be a good way to get this inning started. Makes it 3-0. Young so far in the ball game has only walked one batter. The pitch is in there. Pitch is high and outside for a ball. Sheboygan has their leadoff hitter on. And that's going to bring up Ross Christ.
Right fielder, number 31, Ross Riss.
Infield is deep for Kewaskum. Krista trying to drag a bunt. He does. Throw to second base by the catcher. Chesick is way high. And the runner at second is going to be safe on a throwing error. Give Christ a fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up Mark Warner.
Left fielder, number 16, Mark Warner.
That's going to be the second error on Kewaskum. Sheboygan has 3. Warner's up. Warner takes that first pitch outside. Warner's 0 for 3. He's overdue. See if we can get something going here, boys. We got 2 runners on, nobody out. Line drive, base hit to left. They're going to send the runner at second. Here's the throw. It's a strong one. He's in there safe, sliding. Shane Ryan, the catcher, showing good wheels there, ladies and gentlemen. Aiello making a strong throw to the plate, but Chiswick not able to make the play. Sheboygan's on the board here in the 8th. Chiswick looked like he was a little shaken after the play, but he's okay now. Runner still on first and second, but now it's Christon at second. Warner with his an RBI single is on at first, and Jacob Neese is up. Ground ball, base hit to left again. And they're going to hold the runner. Seeing that Aiello had a very strong arm, a good move by Tim Moyer to hold the runner at third. Bases loaded, nobody out. Chiswick again down. He looks like he's hurt. It's just off your scare. He comes in. You can see him kind of limping back to home plate. But Neese with a nice line drive base hit to left. Great spot for Harry Stelt. Harry is 1 for 1. He doubled. And then we have 2 walks for Harry in the ball game. So he's 1 for 1. Bases are loaded. Sheboygan's down 4-3, but they do have the bases loaded and nobody out. Well, if you're a hitter, you love these spots. No action in the Kewaskum bullpen. Young's pitch is in for a strike. 1-1. Oh, this is a spot made for Harry Stelt. He's a great hitter. He loves these situations. Takes another pitch for a strike. That doesn't worry me so much with Harry. He's a good 2-strike hitter. Matter of fact, I think he gets better with 2 strikes. Infield is in for Kewaskum. Fouls that ball off at home plate. Chisek, the Kewaskum catcher, still a little gimpy behind home plate. Gutting it out. Pitch comes in high. Evens the count at 2-2. Sheboygan trailing at 4-3. Great opportunity here to take the lead. Pitch is up high again. That was close. Stelt with a good eye. And that loads him up. Outfield is deep. Infield is in. Payoff pitch. Stelt fouls it back, hanging in there. Making Brad Young throw another pitch. Young's been in the whole game. All right, bases loaded. 3-2 to count to Harry Stelt. Let's do that payoff pitch again. Fouls it right off the mitt of Chezik. Just not able to make the catch. You know, that's one that either hits in the pocket of the mitt and you catch it or not. And fortunate for Harry Stelt, it did not stay in the mitt. Young has to make another payoff pitch. Harry fouling it off, making Young work. Chris to third, Warner at second, Nissan at first. Line drive deep left center field. Racing over, not making the catch is the center fielder Hall. 2 runs will score. They're going to hold. Neese at third, and Stelt is in with his second double of the night. This time a 2-run double, and it gives Sheboygan a 5-4 lead. Boy, Neese wanted to round the bag hard at third and go home, but Coach Moyer says, no, stay here. We got nobody out, runners on second and third. Great opportunity to build on that 1-run lead. Jurgensen is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He did score a run, so he's overdue. Brad Young has pitched a good ball game, but he's thrown a lot of pitches, and Sheboygan's starting to catch up to him now. Jurgensen pops that one up behind the bag at first, and the first baseman, Biggest, cannot make the play, and it's a fair ball, and Jurgensen is on at first. We're all looking at each other up here in the press box. What do we give him? The first baseman did not touch the ball. It generally means a base hit. What do you guys think? They're giving him a hit. Nice could not advance at third. So give Jurgensen a base hit. We have the bases loaded again. Walker takes the first pitch for a strike. TD is 1 for 3, hit that 2-run homer back in the second. Boy, would we love to see a grand salami here. Just get a run in. Just get a run in. Time is called at the plate. Walker crawls back in. Young is set and delivers. Walker fouls it off of Chiswick. He's taking a beating this half inning. Sheboygan on top, 5-4. They have the bases loaded again and nobody out. Walker in a deep hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Nice on at third. Stelt is over at second. Jurgensen on at first. Infield is in again for Kewaskum. And Walker was showing a good eye there. Takes that pitch off the outside corner. Ball 1. Fans are into the game now. I'll tell you, it was pretty dead after that 2-run homer by Aiello in the top of the inning. Slow breaking ball. Not really a very good pitch by Young, but all Walker could do was foul it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball is popped out to short right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. And 2 runs, no, 1 run's going to score. Nice coming home to score. That's what happens when you have your infield out of position. All the infielders were playing in. That little pop-up normally would be caught, but because of the positioning of the infielders, they could not get to it. Four runs in for Sheboygan. That brings up Nathan Ebersol making his first plate appearance tonight. He came in to play short after the A's went down in the 7th. He hits a deep drive to left field. Aiello back. Can't make the play. Goes to the wall. 2 runs will score. And a bad throw on the infield is going to allow the runner at first, Walker, to go all the way to third. 2-run single by Nathan Ebersol, and Sheboygan is starting to break this one open. Fletcher Dallas coming on. It's a 5-run inning for Sheboygan. They're up 8-4. Foul back off the mask of Chiswick that time, and you didn't see him. He's still a little beat up from earlier in this half inning. We got Ebersol at first. He just hit a 2-run single. Walker's on at third. Fletcher Dallas takes a pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. He's in a hole. There's still nobody out. Sheboygan can get a couple more runs. And they get Ebersol. Hall made a throw by Chiswick was in the dirt. He scooped it, slapped the tag on Ebersol before he got to the base. So it's an out stealing on a nice play by Chiswick and Hall. Still got a runner at third. Pitch is in the dirt. Chiswick having trouble locating it. Throws it in. And a run scores for Sheboygan. T.D. Walker coming home on that wild pitch. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7 runs in for Sheboygan. What a rally. Fletcher Dallas hits it high and deep, but way foul. And he cracked his bat. On Sunday, Sheboygan won their second game at Kenosha. We mentioned that was a 6-1 win. If they can hang on and win here tonight, it'll be a 2-game winning streak. When they enter that game, their game tomorrow night against the Appleton Legends. Fletcher Dallas up. There's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on base anymore. They've all scored. 7 of them. Change of pace. Gets Fletcher Dallas swinging. And that's going to bring up Shane Ryan again. Ryan led off the inning with a walk and scored. Pitch is up high. Brad Young still on the hill for Kewaskum. He's gone all the way. Yeah, you'd have to think they don't have anyone else to pitch. Just got word off the wire, 44 pitches now this inning. It's been a marathon. Emily's ready to go home. Ooh. Ryan hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Ross Christ. Christ bunted one in front of home plate. Chiswick picked the ball up. Really had 2 places to go. He picked second base because he did have a play on that runner, but threw it high. Chris wound up reaching base on that throwing error. And this time he's out on a tapper back to the pitcher. And that's going to take us to the top of the 9th.
Asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized
Leading off the top of the ninth for Kewaskum is their pitcher, Brad Young. Young is 1-for-1. Drew a walk and was hit by a pitch twice. First pitch by Piccoli is in there for strike one. Yeah, he's had quite a night. CJ was just saying, hit a home run, pitch a complete game. Well, Piccoli bringing the heat there. No balls and 2 strikes. Real nice comeback for Sheboygan. They got down in the 8th, 4-2 on Mike Aiello's 2-run homer, but the A's came back with 7 of their own in the bottom of the inning, and Young goes down swinging for the first out here in the 9th. Pinch hitting is number 7, Eric Beauchamp. Beauchamp batting for Chesick. Jared deserves a break. He's took a beating behind home plate and hung in there through 8 complete innings. Scott Stengel is president in the press box. Practice social distancing, Scott. He's got his mask on, but it's around his neck. That'll get you a $200 fine in California. Here it's only $50. There's a 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. Beauchamp making his first appearance. CJ Skelton still spinning the dials, getting the audio enhancements going. Beauchamp draws a 1-out walk. Brings up Nick Rosenthal. Rosenthal's had a really nice game tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored at the plate, and he's had numerous good plays out in the field. You know, you got 7 guys behind you, Piccoli, and your catcher in front of you. They're all saying throw strikes. And that includes 4 more people in the press box. Just off the outside corner. Bringing the heat, though. He's throwing hard. Just got to find the plate. Score is 9-4 Sheboygan. We're in the 9th inning. He scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 8th to erase a 4-2 Kewaskum lead. No action in the A's bullpen. Nobody's holding Beauchamp at first. There's a 4-pitch walk. Brings up the first baseman, Adam Biggis. Biggis is 1 for 4 with a run scored. Strike 1. Tyler Piccoli with, again, a good fastball. Which is outside. 1-1. Ball 2. Some hitters for Sheboygan that excelled tonight. T.D. Walker was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He had a home run. Harry Stelt was 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, and he had 2 RBIs. That 8th inning where Sheboygan scored the 7 runs. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 base hits. With that ball, the count is now 3-1. And we're nearing the danger zone, getting too many runners on base. Biggest thought that pitch was low. Umpire Walsh didn't see it that way. He called it a strike. It's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stretch and the pitch. That's inside. So we had a strikeout to start the inning, and now we've had 3 straight walks. Tying run is going to be on deck when the next hitter, Mike Aiello, who homered his last time up, comes up. Nice song, CJ. Tim Moyer not happy. He says, throw strikes. We got the game in the bag. All you got to do is throw it over the plate. And that's a good point to be made. All right, let's set the... Kewaskum has the bases loaded. They're down 5. Mike Aiello's up. He hit a home run his last time. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. If Kewaskum can get another runner on. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Strike on the outside corner. Coley working hard. He's got a live fastball tonight. Just having a little trouble getting it in the strike zone. Good stop by Ryan. That ball in front of him. But it is a ball. 2-1. All 3. Oh my. Tyler Piccoli walks off the back of the mound, trying to gather himself. He's had trouble finding the strike zone. Strike on the inside corner. That loads it up again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Aiello, 1 for 4, like I mentioned. He hit that home run, 2-run homer back in the 8th inning. Pitch is outside, ball 4, and that walks in a run. And the tying run is up to bat. Nolan Vincent is the batter. Nolan is 1 for 4. He singled in a run back in the 4th inning. There's 1 out. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. Harry Stelt can't make the play. There was out number 2, and it wasn't caught. Oh, my. Did he touch that? Okay, no error being given on that ball. Pitch is up high. 1-1. Sheboygan on top, 9-5. Strike 2, catching the outside corner. Piccoli finally ahead on a batter other than Brad Young. Swing and a miss. And Vincent is out on a strikeout. And that brings up Derek Hall. Hall has had a tough go of it at the plate. He's done a good job in the field. So far, Derek is 0 for 3. Swing and a miss. Piccoli trying to make a bit of a comeback. Had a rough 4-hitter stretch there with 4 straight walks. Haven't seen many breaking pitches. Took a little something off that pitch and got it in for a strike. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is up high. So 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Piccoli strikes out the side, and Sheboygan has a win by a score of 9-5. We'll give you a wrap-up of tonight's game. Line score for tonight's ball game: Kewaskum 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Sheboygan 9 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors. The winning pitcher was Tyler Piccoli, who pitched the last 2 innings. And the losing pitcher going the distance was Brad Young for Kewaskum. Our next game will be tomorrow night, 7:30, when Sheboygan hosts the Appleton Legends. With that, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.